Right, lads.
Wait, it's going.
So
I gave you your phone, Jamaican Dad. There it is.
Okay.
So guys,
Sorry.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut up for a couple of seconds, so I can apply noise cancellation because it gives me an open bit of footage.
Make sure to speak loudly and clearly when we start.
Right, shut up. So, as we were all silent for that period of blank time, where I can apply some noise cancellation, we interestingly heard two bands at the same time. Some with some heavy techno, and some with some fucking country music.
That's my favourite combination.
Did you fucking hear that? Do you think they went together?
I mean, I think I've been waiting my whole life for some country techno, and I finally got to enjoy that.
I don't know how I went to sleep with that shit playing. Like, I could hear it, but at some point, you know, it just phased out, and I fell asleep.
You got water?
And I woke up like 20 minutes ago, and I feel refreshed and ready to drink.
Right,
again.
X. No one cares. Oh yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
What's your alias?
It's Jamaican Dad.
Jamaican Dad. Yes.
Do you want to? Should I do a little introduction?
Yeah,
So this is the basis of.
So shut up. So I am myself. I'm Kasparov. I'm here with fucking X, and we have a new member this time.
What up?
His name is.
I'm Jamaican Dad.
Why'd you choose that?
Because we want to go into this, and Kasparov asked me where the name came from, and I'll be honest, it's an issue of facts. I am Jamaican, and I recently became a father. I am Jamaican Dad. So
but it's actually just a band name that you came up with. Amongst many others.
You know what? You know, band name, schman name. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, man.
You do speak words of wisdom.
So are we going to explain the context of what's happening, where we are, what's going on?
Well, first of all, I want to ask you two guys. You guys are both musicians, multiple bands, whatnot. Do you think country music deserves the fucking rep that it has as being the worst genre?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm going to jump in on this one straight away.
Okay.
Because how I feel about country music is pretty much a mixed opinion.
Okay.
Because I think country music in its Irish context is pretty shit.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I think we can all agree on that. But that said, some of the finest songwriting in human history has been from country singers.
Some examples, please.
You know, and I think I'm branching out into folk here when I talk about Bob Dylan and John Prine, and even into jazz with Tom Waits.
Man, but
I think they can definitely come under the general umbrella of country. So I would argue that country music has its place, but country music and its Derek Ryan rendition does not deserve any attention.
So to your future selves, Kasparov, X, and Jamaican Dad, recently, well actually X can fuck off for this one because he wasn't part of it. He was too busy napping. But fucking Jamaican Dad and Kasparov here, we were fucking looking for a joint. We smoked one with Cancer Boy, we'll call him.
Cancer Boy?
Yeah.
And Jesus, I mean,
that's so tight.
That's pretty... Cancer Boy?
Yeah, Jesus
Don't
Christ.
cover the mic. Oh wait.
Pretty brutal.
/ Cancer Boy. Anyway, we were fucking looking forward to smoking a joint with him and then going to see the fucking Wailers, Bob Marley's band, fucking amazing. We smoked the joint and then we went and we thought that we had missed the Wailers. We went to the fucking stage where we knew they were at, and no, nothing was there. A bunch of kids dancing around to some bullshit music. And we were both like, oh, fuck it. Well, we ironically, we fucking missed the Wailers by looking to smoke a joint. We were all depressed, weren't we, John? Weren't we? Weren't we, Jamaican Dad?
Careful. Yeah, I think I'll tell you, I was pretty gutted. But like you said, there was a certain irony to the fact that we had missed the Wailers in our attempt to smoke a joint.
Yes.
But how did it happen? Like first thing first, we tried to get food.
Yes.
So in failing to see the Wailers, we thought we may as well eat something delicious. We went and got pasta.
So you didn't get a burger?
No, we got pasta.
Because you're vegetarian.
I'm vegetarian, but
so
the pasta had bacon in it.
Did it have bacon?
It had
And
bacon in it.
Did you eat it?
Oh, I fucking ate it. You
Oh
know,
my
you
god!
know I
wait,
ate
you're
it.
not a true vegetarian.
No.
Holy shit!
I mean,
wait,
I'm
that is
vegetarian.
like a
I'm vegetarian.
revelation.
I'm vegetarian. Fucking
When you're not on holiday.
30 days a month, but I'm at a festival and I ordered pasta that
Oh my god! Actually,
Right. I ordered pasta thinking it didn't have meat in it, and it had bacon in it.
but you were just like, fuck it.
You're not
You know-
gonna dump £7 worth of
Yeah.
fucking pasta on the floor.
So
like,
I haven't eaten meat, and I haven't eaten meat.
But
I haven't
did
eaten meat
that like
in-
taste of bacon not make you be like,
No, I
want
fucking
to eat
love
meat
bacon.
again? But did it not make you want to go back to eating
Absolutely.
meat?
wait, when was the last time that you ate meat?
Probably like 2 or 3 months ago.
When was
So
that?
like I've been vegetarian, and for the podcast listeners, I said vegetarian with inverted commas.
I'm a vegetarian.
I've been quote vegetarian unquote for about a year and a half, but in that time I've eaten meat. I've eaten meat.
Don't try to hide your dialect here.
Okay.
Keep it pure.
I've eaten meat like probably 5 or 6 times in that year and a half, and one of those times was earlier today when I ordered pasta thinking it was vegetarian and it had bacon in it.
Surely you you dumb motherfucker should know that carbonara has
Bacon.
in
Do you know
it.
what? I think deep down
And probably
inside,
chicken too.
deep down inside, I already knew, but I ordered it anyway because I thought,
'Cause you were
you know
just-
what?
You're pretty drunk,
Yeah,
like. I'm
you know
very-
what? I don't eat meat on a day-to-day basis. I don't eat meat, so I'm doing better than either of you cunts, Kasparov and X.
So you're like the polar opposite of me because I cook like 1,000,000 burgers a day, you know, like in work.
Yeah.
So I'm very much supporting the meat industry.
Yeah,
is what
man.
I'm saying.
You know what? I think I could. Well, you know what? The podcast is that allowed for me to go off on a little rant?
I love it.
Of course.
Right. So what I want to say to the podcast, and before I go off on this one, I want to acknowledge my own hypocrisy. Because little more than an hour or two ago, I was eating bacon.
A big fat pig.
So I was killing a pig, but you know I haven't. That's the first pig that I ate in like 3 months. So I'm doing more than most of you cunts.
But you know what, right? I know I've put this argument to you and your friend. We'll call him L because his name begins with L.
L and E.
Yeah,
The two veggies.
I know I've put this argument to you before, but I might as well bring it up on the podcast. So the whole reason of vegetarianism is I don't want to like monetarily support the meat industry,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to buy meat. So what if I bought you a burger, right?
Yeah.
I bought you a burger from McDonald's and I was like, I'm going to give you this burger and if you're not going to eat it, I will. So by that point, the meat industry has already been supported. There's nothing you can do about it. Either I'm going to eat it or you are. So at that point, you might as well just eat it.
Yeah.
So would you eat it at that point?
Probably.
Okay.
Because this is the problem. This is the dilemma that I've come to personally. Is I don't have any distaste for meat. Like, I still fucking love the taste of meat. So, on a regular basis, I am confronted with the dilemma of, would it be easier for me to just eat some meat right now, or should I kick up a fuss and order the vegetarian option? And I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, I get sorted with the vegetarian option.
Yeah, because when we're
Because,
out, when
you
we
know-
get back from like a night out, you always just get chips.
I don't get meat. But that said, you know, I do make that effort, and I'll be honest, I don't miss meat. Like most of the time, I don't miss meat. I'm happy with, especially I'm getting a takeaway. We're all ordering a chippy. I just get chips, or I'll get like curry chip or cheesy chip or something, and it hits the spot. It does the job.
Yeah.
And in a time like this, where you're at a festival and you don't have that many options, and somebody hands you a bowl of pasta and it's got a little bit of bacon in it, just eat it, man. Yeah, I've spent money on it. I'll just fucking eat it.
But
okay. That's where I think that's where I'm at personally. And maybe you'll talk to me in a year and I'll be a strict vegan. Or
you could
I'll be a meat eater.
Eating meat,
And I don't know where I'll be an eater, but that's where I'm at right now.
I think that I will die a vegetarian. I think of the idea of vegetarianism and veganism, and I do look on it like it is the right thing to do. Like, us humans have developed to a level where we no longer have to kill sentient beings for
Yeah, we don't
survival.
have to kill.
But what if we get to a point where we can make like synthetic meat, which is like literally the same?
Oh, that'd be tight.
that'd be fine.
Then we
That'd be
won't
that'd be
have-
tight,
then we
yeah.
won't have to worry about it.
Stand up.
So
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
So, I'll tell you what. So, say that was invented. Do you think there would still be world hunger? I've got whiskey, man.
Well, it depends. Like, can we make? Here, I'll have a swig. Like, can someone hold my can?
Yeah, just for context.
Can we literally just make this out of like basically?
There's
thin air?
there's 12-pound whiskey being passed around.
Here, we're getting fucked.
around.
Like,
And it's fucking rough. It's not ideal, but Kasparov and X and Jamaican Dad, we don't give a fuck.
fuck yeah! Right here, I'm about to have a swig, lads. Continue.
All right, context.
So what were we saying? Synthetic meats. So, but
Synthetic weed.
do you mean like we can basically create it out of thin air?
Yeah.
No, I
like,
mean,
like
get the-
protein, like soya,
Right.
like
So
like-
fucking what's it called? Fucking glycerol? No. What do you call it? What do you call energy? Glucose. Fucking, it's like C6. So basically,
Jamaican dad.
loves to fuck his own mother. That was basically.
That's what we were talking about. So right,
This
we
is
are
not- this is
right.
not the
Can I
case.
say the festival that we're at right now?
Yes, Stendhal.
We're at Stendhal Festival right now. We just played a set. It was fucking class, and we're all a bit fucked right now. I've just been napping for
yeah.
the past 2 hours, and I met these cunts.
That
and we
was
decided to record
all
a
that we
podcast.
had that wasn't recorded was actually a tangent for me telling the story about how we seen the whalers. Basically, if you missed it, we fucking went.
Wait,
thought
I
we
haven't
missed
had a
the
swig yet.
we thought we missed the whalers in the pursuit of smoking a joint, which would mean irony in its truest form. Fucking Jamaican Dad was like, you know what? Let's have a wee walk down, see what the crack is down there. And you know what?
Oh god.
You know what?
was that bad shit?
Yeah.
Was that bad?
Shut the
Yes.
fuck up, you cunt.
You didn't think it was straight whiskey?
I did know it was, but still. Right, go on.
Sorry.
We
Go on,
thought
Kasparov.
we fucking went down and the whalers were fucking playing, and me and Jamaican
They
Dad
were
here,
fucking playing.
that was one of my most favoured gigs.
My most
I've ever
favorite
witnessed.
gigs by Kasparov.
Are we ready for my topics or
Yes.
what's going on here?
You know what, X, hit me with it. You know, X, I've
Right, so-
never had a podcast with not you at all.
Before we start, you see, right, I'm probably not going to drink any more of this whiskey tonight. Should I see this water?
Wait, I've got a text from Doc.
Should
Where
I
are you guys
pour
at?
that into the whiskey to make it last longer tomorrow?
So are you gonna drink more of it now?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not going to drink any more tonight.
Fair.
So just watered down whiskey for tomorrow?
Look, you can look, keep the water. There's plenty of water. Just make that decision tomorrow whether or not you want to walk.
Sick.
So am I gonna get the topics up on my
Yo,
phone?
Who was ringing you?
You said Doc rang you or texted you.
He texted me asking where we were. I
Tell
said
him we're in the tent
I did,
recording
that's
a
exactly
fucking
what-
fat episode of On the Spectrum.
I just said we're at the tents. right?
Yeah, sorry, man.
Here, Kasparov
We need
X
to
and
fucking
Jamaican Dad.
Introduce it again.
we
On
The 10th, which is Friday of August 2018.
I meant like on the spectrum.
I
So-
just got mad deja vu there.
My name is On the Spectrum.
My name. Your
Right,
name.
are we ready for
So-
our first topic?
So, Jamaican Dad, are you on the spectrum? Because I fucking think you are tonight. Like,
I think, you know what? On a day-to-day basis, I think I'm alright, but tonight, I'm probably somewhere on the spectrum.
you might be my favourite drunk.
Do you think?
Yeah, maybe. There's,
You know,
there's,
I
there's
don't know what you
another
mean.
contender.
I don't know what you mean because
Is it
I'm
me?
not drunk.
Yeah, right. So X, hit us up.
what's going on
Oh, wait. Ah! Oh, look at this. It's
Heap, we're recording a podcast. We'll be on in a second.
fuck off, Heap.
Okay, are we ready for the first topic?
Yes.
So the first topic, well, actually, I've got another one, but it's reserved for when Thingy's on the podcast.
Just do any of
The
them.
fact that he doesn't like Weezer, we're gonna discuss
Yeah,
because
just
how the
talk
fuck can
about
you
that
not
with
like
him.
Weezer? Okay, so the first subject is private company censorship. Now, I believe, have you guys heard of the recent banning of Alex Jones off Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all that?
I have.
So, Alex Jones and his whole operation, news outlet, whatever, Infowars, has all been banned from YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, all that, all within like a 12-hour period, which makes it seem very coordinated. And they were able to just wipe him off their platforms under the umbrella of hate speech. Now, I don't think they should be able to do that. I think so the argument is that a private company should be able to choose who's on their platform, and they should be able to apply whatever rules they want.
Yeah.
I think that when a platform gets to a certain size, such as Facebook or YouTube, they have a monopoly on the market, which is unbeatable. No other site is going to beat them. I think that they should have First Amendment rules applied to them, and they should have to allow free speech on their platforms. Because so we're talking about the internet, okay? Ever-growing fucking, forum for discussion. Why should one person or a company have the say over who gets to say what on that, when it is as big and ever-growing as normal speech?
So I would argue that this is unfortunately a product of capitalism, where some person not only has the monetary control of a market. YouTube's case, yeah, they've got the fucking monetary control over fucking YouTube. Playing fucking videos on the internet, i.e. YouTube. Like, those things are fucking synonymous. They almost are the same thing in a way. And but this is a case where the monopoly in terms of economics is applied to some social standard as well. And I think that if you are to believe that YouTube should not have a choice in who they censor, is also then to believe that capitalism is not the way that we should be going. Because this is an aspect of money here. Unfortunately, YouTube have all the funding. They make their own business. They have all the funding.
YouTube actually loses money. Google does not make a profit on YouTube. They actually lose money from running YouTube.
Right. I kind of would like to see a source backing that up.
I have heard
but for the sake, as I said, I would love to have a source backing that up. For the sake of the podcast, I'll accept that what you're saying is true. So go on.
Yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, any other anyone else supposedly could run a site like Facebook or YouTube, but the reality is Facebook and YouTube are the top shit. There's only ever going to be one top site in any demographic of social media or a video site or whatever.
That's bullshit. I disagree instantly. So
I mean like a main site. I mean, I'm not saying that Facebook and YouTube couldn't be replaced. I'm simply saying that there's always going to be one main platform that people are going to use.
Disagree completely. Disagree X. Listen, that. So if you look at social media, you might think Facebook is the majority. I agree that. I think that's bullshit. Fueled by the recent scandal, so many people do not give a fuck about Facebook.
Yeah.
And they care only about Twitter. Some people think that both of those sites are bullshit and go to Tumblr. There is always an alternate site. Now, I agree with you in the case of posting videos on the internet that YouTube would have the monopoly. I agree with that, not for social media. So I agree.
Podcast. Oh Jesus.
See, I think all these social media platforms are okay. So you can quit Facebook and you can go to Twitter. Oh my God, it's dog.
What the fuck is happening?
We're recording a podcast, dog.
Kenny the dog can zip it up high. This is a sleeping outside.
Where have you been?
I'll come back. Thank you. Oh, dog, come on.
Oh, come on. I'm gonna go chill with Dan.
Oh, are you gonna fuck off,
if I can get my shoes on in time. Doc Martens.
Mr. Doc Martin.
That is where the name originated.
Is it?
Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, it actually is, because he was wearing Doc Martens during the first
Doc!
podcast. But do you not think that free speech laws should be applied? Because once a company has a monopoly, say YouTube, okay, no one's gonna post their videos to any other site, because why the fuck would you? YouTube is the main shit.
Okay, 2 seconds, man.
Yeah, they can censor whoever. Do you not think that's a slippery slope?
So X, I hear you say private company, and I think you have to take the definition of that word literally here. They are a private company. They can do what they want.
But that's why I'm saying they shouldn't. They can, but they shouldn't be able to.
Okay, so you're debating whether or not a private company should uphold the rules that someone applies, which is the government, or what your opinion. In this case, I'll tell you what, X. So, you know, I remember seeing in Friends or some bullshit TV show like Gunter, whoever was his name is, holds up a sign saying we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone.
Yeah.
So, do you agree? Do you think for you to be logically consistent, and disagree with that if you want, then you have to agree that that it would be unfair to hold up a sign saying this. We refuse the right to refuse any customer.
Okay, so I don't know if I necessarily
Close the fucking zip, please.
Fucking zip it yourself.
Oh, fucking dog, like lazy.
Go ahead,
cunt.
X. Fuck off, dog.
Don't. Oh, fucking Christ, dude. Fucking hell, man. I fucking told you the zips in those are so fucking shit. They'll break if you do that, and we will fucking be freezing the whole night, man.
I will not do it again.
Don't do it like that, dude, because that one's already broke. Like, we're freezing the whole night.
Piss Doc off more than he's already pissed off.
I would not dare. Here, X, want to hold up my bottles?
Yeah.
Hold them up there. Just.
Where the fuck were we?
So I asked you that if for you to be logically consistent, you have to agree that it would be not possible to hold up the sign saying we reserve the right to refuse service to any customer. Sorry, let me add something on to that.
Okay.
This is something that I believe is that no matter your magnitude, no matter your size, you are not subject to any difference. Size is independent of how you should be treated. Everyone should be upheld to the same standard.
So my argument is that if you're a company like YouTube, Google, who owns YouTube, then you have a monopoly on the entire market. In realistic, pragmatic terms, you're never going to be beaten. You're forever the fucking industry giant. Nowadays, internet discourse is as big as real life discourse. The only difference being that in real life discourse, that is kind of viewed as like pure and real life, so you're subject to government rules around it. Yet if you speak on a forum that is owned by a private company, they get to decide the rules. Now, when a company is so big and has a monopoly on the market, such as Google, that is realistically never going to be beaten, I think that when you get to a certain size, you should be subject to free speech laws, because otherwise you're basically giving private companies the fucking rule of law to discriminate against whatever opinions they want to silence and whatever the fuck they want to allow. Like, you're taking it's like you're taking the First Amendment, but because it's like in this internet domain and not real life, which is realistically as valuable and as relevant as real life discourse, you're just taking that and saying, well, on this platform, then they can decide the rules, which I don't think is fair.
So I was gonna counter your argument with a statement, which was something like, so whenever you say the word private company, I think that in economics, to become the monopoly is the goal, really. It makes it, in terms of pure capitalism, it allows you to make the most money as possible. And I think that companies like Google, fucking YouTube before they were bought, whatever, Twitter, have been the true pioneers of the internet in terms of becoming this one monopolizing company that has control over a massive group of people. And I was about to argue that it is these large companies that have, been in there in the right time and worked hard at the right moments. They deserve to have a monopoly. They deserve to choose what they want to do. But as soon as I had that notion pop into my head, I was like, but that can't be right. It's like there should be a certain type of monopoly responsibility
Yes.
that must be applied to stop. Man, it's fucking beautiful. If you think of capitalism, you think of democracy. But whenever there's a monopoly, there's a dictatorship.
Exactly.
So therefore, it is not part of the capitalist basis of competition because they already have the monopoly, and therefore there has to be. They cannot have all the power because otherwise they become a dictatorship, which would be against capitalism and against democracy.
This is something
So,
that I have believed for a while.
You've definitely convinced me in this argument.
Okay, cool. I believed this for a while. I think the whole Alex Jones InfoWars getting taken down has definitely sparked this debate a lot more, which is what made me put it down as a topic for the podcast, because literally Alex Jones was a massive news outlet, 2.5 million subscribers, as big as CNN and the major news networks in America, yet YouTube can just fucking take him down at the drop of a hat, and it's their right to do that.
So you said it was hate speech. That was the
reasoning, yeah.
Wow, I did not consider it. So I absolutely, despite what I've said so far, I completely disagree with that.
So
it's not hate speech. It's not hate.
The thing is, hate speech can be used for anything. You know what I mean? But I think the main reasoning was because he. Do you know the parents of Sandy Hook kids who got killed are now suing Alex Jones?
Oh yeah, what the fuck did he say? To those
because he
hold my balls up. Right?
Because he said that the parents that appeared on news stations and shit were crisis actors, and that it was all fake, and Sandy Hook was a whole ruse by the government, and it didn't really happen, and that the parents were actors, and the genuine parents who lost their kids sued him for saying that. So that was the main thing that sparked it.
So do you consider that hate speech?
I think it's wrong, and it's a very damaging thing to say. I think as soon as you censor someone, you ignite their followers and their base to feel, because Alex Jones's entire message is, we're fucking the government, the establishment, they don't want you to hear this, we're the resistance, all that. All censoring Alex Jones is gonna do is ignite his followers and him to reinforce that belief. All it's gonna do is piss them off and make them even more,
Yes, man. I was thinking of exactly this point earlier. I was about to say at the start,
if you didn't know my point is...
What we're talking about Alex Jones here. So, obviously with fucking, the fucking ad-apocalypse.
Yeah.
And shit like that, YouTubers not being paid, and YouTubers that I fucking watch are man, we've got to find a fucking competitive platform, otherwise YouTube can do whatever the fuck they want. I think Alex Jones, a fucking major player in YouTube, I think he could ignite this migration from YouTube that the apocalypse has caused, but not actually caused to happen just yet. I think if Alex Jones finds an ulterior platform, I'm calling this out on the podcast right now, I think that could become the next competition to YouTube.
Okay.
Because after talking about this, as we have, and I'm sure we'll talk about it much more outside of this podcast, I myself, knowing YouTubers, small YouTubers or whatever, that I would enjoy or whatever, they get fucked by the apocalypse, and they're always talking about ask for competition, and it is a free speech violation like this that would cause me to finally change from YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This might be a fucking huge mistake by YouTube.
But is it? But are people genuinely going to migrate to another platform?
So listen, as well as that, I think one thing that inherently is wrong about this situation is the fact that a monopoly like YouTube, you could even call, and this isn't a big stretch for your imagination, which is how it's dangerous. If it's not a big stretch, that's how you know it's dangerous. YouTube are the government for videos on the internet.
Yes.
Sure, you can go to Vimeo or fucking Video Jug or whatever bullshit that you want.
Who's gonna give a fuck?
No one's gonna give a fuck, right? Just you can sit under the law of your government and sit and fucking, deal drugs or do whatever black market shit. The black market still exists. It's like YouTube is the fucking market and Vimeo is the black market in a way. I hope you understand that fucking analogy.
I get the analogy, yeah. But
I think that
but the
YouTube being the market, just like the government in a way, they have disobeyed the First Amendment, which is their right, I believe, as a private company. I think that's fair enough. But I think to most people, well, I've only come to this revelation, but hey, it took X to convince me. I think that to be the major player, the absolute monopoly of a certain sector of the internet would require application of the First Amendment laws, which isn't necessary. But if you choose to disobey the First Amendment, then you should become inferior to other companies. Because Vimeo would apply First Amendment laws. I mean, obviously, I don't know if there's a minor case where they wouldn't, because I haven't heard of one. So I would say that any company who does actually obey this law would actually become the fucking major player in the internet video space, because people would agree with what the First Amendment said, because most of the views on the internet are fucking American and other reasons, whatever. Even the fucking Chinese under semi-communist, capitalist communism, even they would agree that we should have the right to say what we want.
Overall, do you agree with my point that private companies, when they reach a certain size, should be subject to First Amendment laws?
Say we were the fucking, masters of the fucking world, and we could choose at a stage a company was liable for their actions, I would probably put it down to a jury in so at what stage. So this is another thing that I think is a very interesting concept, which is having a government made of purely civilians, just random people. You choose random people and let them discuss what the world's going to be like. So what you could do is, in this example, what you could do is, you could be like, okay, so we're a fucking private company, we want to fucking not get censored. Do you think we should get censored? Jury made of random people. And the jury has a discussion with the moderator, and they say, okay, we have a big discussion about it, and every juror gives a vote for how many fucking years, or how many subscribers they should have before they get, subject to this new law that we're proposing.
Yeah.
And you take the mean of 20 plus people, and then that would be the number. So basically, the reason why I went off that tangent is because I am not prepared to give you a number of subscribers in which you'd be subject to that. But man, honestly, so we're talking about the First Amendment laws, but I actually say this rule that I'm proposing was passed, in that the jury say yes, you are subject to these laws. I personally don't think that Alex Jones has broken those laws, because he is providing a hypothesis for a highly controversial, and if it wasn't controversial, it would be a theoretical case. Why do school shootings happen? Or fucking why do people react to it in such a way? That's hypothetical. So I don't think he's broken a law in that respect.
See, I agree with that, and I know initially I was proposing when a company reaches a certain size, they should be subject to these laws. But then again, when I really think about it, it kind of seems like surely that would be kind of an easy way to circumvent those laws if you were just okay, so say you had to reach 20,000 subscribers. Potentially.
So is this higher or lower than my law that I've just passed?
I don't know what your suggestion was.
So my suggestion would be roughly 0.7 million. That's how I would consider.
Okay, so 700,000. So whatever it is though, so do you not think a news outlet could spread their shit amongst multiple channels and be
it's not actually their channel that matters, but they are quoted.
I just feel like there would be an easy way to circumvent that law if you set a bar for popularity. I think I think if it's gonna be a law, then it should apply to just everything, no matter what size. Because we're talking about the internet. The internet and the website. Truly, the website is what has the monopoly. It's what has all the traffic and what everyone's gonna go to. The channel that the content is hosted on is really like a subcategory of that. So I think it should just be applied to the entire website.
You mean the internet or the website?
The internet.
The internet.
So we have the internet, and then the website, and then the account on the website. I think it should be applied to the internet. The very top level, to ensure no fuckery. Do you agree?
I agree with that. Because take any possible site that could possibly conceive via code on the internet. YouTube is an example of that code that could possibly be prescribed to the internet. I think that at least in the US and YouTube, I'm pretty sure they're a US company. Well, they're Google, so yeah, they are a US company. So they should also be subject. It's like there's two different realms. There's real life, that's a realm, and they say that in this real life, that they state the First Amendment that you have free speech. That also has to exist in the sub-realm of real life called the internet.
Yes.
In which that there must be free speech. And therefore every company no matter size, like a fucking what's the term? Fucking if you're covered by this law that's been applied by the US government since 1776, then that will at least understand the American freedom political ideology that America is subject to, and therefore it should also be subject to the internet because that is an American invention.
Yes.
So X, you have fully convinced me. I believe as of this moment that I'm pretty fucking smashed, and when I listen back to this, I might think what I'm talking about is bullshit, but I don't give a fuck. At this moment in time, I am definitely convinced by X. And whenever I sit and edit this, I'm gonna think, whatever I'm listening to, is that absolute bullshit? And I'll let you know in the comments, in the fucking description, irrelevant or not, whether or not it's bullshit. I will fucking.
So, I do have a lot more topics lined up, but I think that's probably good for now. We've been going for near enough 40 minutes. We're getting really good at this. That fucking 40 minutes fucking flew past. I wouldn't even have guessed. We're sitting here at Stendhal. We're fucked. We're drinking a lot. We played a good set, and we're having a good time. And I don't want to sit in this tent and.
I'm game for more because just like the Whalers gig I just had. These are the unforgettable moments. And put it this way, X. I'll say this to you now.
Okay.
Look, we can either press fucking the stop button of this podcast now and save it. That's an option, and we can go out and have a night, which we'll forget as soon as we wake up. Or we can do one more topic.
Do you want to do? Okay, I think that's a good compromise. One more topic. Another one I have written down is Hillary Clinton's private/public position. Now, my thoughts on so during the presidential election of 2016, Hillary Clinton, during the debates against Donald Trump, was asked the question along the lines of, is it okay to have a public and private position? And she said yes, which I thought, I don't like Hillary Clinton at all, but I thought that was a very brave and respectable answer that she actually said yes to that. Because it was very brave to say yes to that, first of all, because you're basically telling the American public that, yeah, I can basically talk shit to you and say something that I don't believe, but privately, or that I apparently believe, but privately I don't believe it. Also, fucking Kasparov just spilled Pepsi in our fucking tent.
It's on my sleeping bag, so don't worry about it. You're gonna have to do it.
Here, it's on the fucking, I can feel it down here.
You know what? I don't give a fuck, X!
Right. Now I thought that was a very respectable position, and I actually respected a lot that she was able to actually say that, because I think even if she had thought it, it would be a very hard thing to admit. So I think that politicians are privy to a lot of information that normal civilians aren't, which obviously is going to influence their opinions on certain issues. So maybe sometimes it is appropriate for a politician to have an opinion publicly that they know they don't actually believe, but they know that they can't espouse their normal opinion because the public aren't ready for it, because they don't have the access to the information that the politician has.
So, okay, I hear what you say. I would. So you say that that's respectable from a president.
I thought it was respectable that she was that honest about it.
Okay, well, I respect honesty in all cases, believe me. But I think that your public impersonation should be the exact same as your private. If they are different, then I think there is a serious problem.
Okay, so, but what if, like, a politician, right?
Okay.
They have some information that the public aren't privy to, for a very good reason, because if the public knew it, then fucking, there would be riots in the streets or some shit, you know what I mean? There's just some shit that the government can't let the general population know of, but the politicians know about it, and that is going to influence their opinion on a certain issue. So, in order to get elected, the politician knows that they can't espouse their actual position on the issue because the public aren't ready for it, because they don't know all the facts of the issue, so they have to espouse a certain position that they don't actually fully hold to.
Alright, so I'm going to take an example here. I remember, given the abortion debate in America, Hillary Clinton was asked how she feels about abortion or whatever, like whether or not it should be legal. And the answer she gave, I hope I'm correct in this, was basically like a fetus, an unborn child, does not have First Amendment rights, and therefore abortion should be legal. They are not subject to the same laws as human, i.e. that thou shalt not kill or whatever. So the child, therefore, can be aborted. Abortion should be legal because the child does not have constitutional right. So, I know, has Hillary Clinton got any children, do you know?
I think she does.
Right, so say she does, which I'm sure she does, and she protects them well. This mother could not say a sentence like that without having a private opinion of it. Right? A mother's basically saying that abortion is like, okay, right? Now, I'm not sure if even I believe in that, but I think whenever you look at a politician and you think, I agree with what you're saying, I'm gonna vote based on what you're saying, you've got to be honest. And if you're not honest, then you're a lousy politician, and you're willing to lie to your fucking your electorate.
Okay.
And although people lie to the electorate all the time, like, I'm under no illusion that happens, but doesn't mean I still don't have a major problem with the lying to the electorate. And that's what I believe what you're presenting is okay is.
So, see, when someone becomes president, okay, so we've seen with Trump promising all this shit and none of it actually happens, building the wall, all that shit. Do you think when someone's elected president and they actually have that, like, position, like, nailed down and it's confirmed that it's them, do you think they're just pulled into a room and they're like, right, this is what's actually happening, and they give them the fucking lowdown of what's actually going on in the world, and what the actual main fucking general, like, top intelligence of the entire world is? They're told that, and they're like, right, everything you knew was false, this is all the real shit, this is what we actually know. And then from there, because no one who's elected actually follows through with any of their promises.
Yeah. So, you're saying that if people are pulled into them and told the real shit. So, I'll give you the option to either rebuke or stand by a point you made earlier at Stendhal a point you made earlier today was that the general populace, i.e. the electorate, are not ready for the information that the president is given at a certain point in time. So do you stand by that point?
I mean, it depends on the information. I'm sure there's some shit that, you know, the higher ups in government know that they just can't disperse to the general population for whatever reason. I'm sure there's knowledge.
I would instantly argue that reason why they couldn't disperse it to the general public is because the general public are not owners of private companies, or at least bidders in and shareholders in the private companies that these major, like, so fucking you, Jeff Bezos, having shares in the CIA or being part of the CIA or whatever, like.
Why the fuck does the CIA have shares?
Well, if they do, I don't know if they do, like, that might be a bullshit example, but the point is, rich enough people, my argument overall is that no matter what your wealth is, you should be subject to the same taxation and government as anyone else.
Do you not think it should be a percentage of what you earn?
Yeah, I would say like 40 to 35.
Okay. Quite generous. I mean, I don't have an opinion on it, but...
So, thank you. So, you say the government being privy to something. I see privy when you use it in your own context, because you're the one that brings up the sentence before it's being used. That is kind of like how can you keep the general population from having knowledge of something? Because the elite few that are picked to make a law, to decide something, to decide to hold a fucking referendum to decide. Surely that should be subject to every other rule that man is subject to, whether it being all the amendments, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third, etc. So, man alive.
But the fact is, if the general population doesn't even know that shit exists, then there's no one gonna come knocking on their door and be like, you're not abiding by this law or that law. Like, it's literally so private that they're not gonna, you know, no one's gonna come after them. You know what I mean?
So as my belief that everyone should be subject to the same standard, why should a person who's richer than me be subject to the same standard as I?
Are you talking about people who...
So you're saying the inner circle of the government, including the president, who know the real shit that goes on, they should be... Any ideas of a referendum that they should have should be subject to the populace?
I'm not giving an opinion either way. I'm not saying that they should share that knowledge with us or anything like that. I'm just simply saying that kind of knowledge probably does exist.
So the term used earlier in Stendhal, was the fucking idea of fucking...
Oh my god. Man, I wanted a pristine 10.
Look, you had a fucking episode of On the
everywhere.
Spectrum in here.
Aye.
Let's make sure that's
You owe me a swig now.
I've spilt fucking
Here, at least
liquid
you
all
dip it
over
in
my
a hot tub like...
I literally fucking swiped my phone across and it was... Oh my god.
Oh my... Was that on my fucking shoe?
That was whiskey too, not even fucking Pepsi.
Oh my god. Well, you owe me a swig of that shit now.
Well, fuck off.
Right, what?
That's wet, so we'll just hold that over your end for a while. But it's been 51 minutes. So, man, just talk. Tell me what your inner beliefs are and I'll find where I was.
Okay, so my basic premise from this whole conversation for the past, 20 minutes or whatever, I think that If a politician has a private and a public position, that's completely respectable because they are privy to information that we as the general populace are not privy to, which will influence their opinion. And I think it was very brave of Hillary Clinton to say that she does have a public and private position, because that's not an easy thing for like the general person to like acclimate to and be like, I agree with that, or I see her point. But it seemed honest, and I respect that, because I can see from her position, yeah, you've been embedded in politics your entire life. You probably know shit that I don't know. Therefore, you're gonna have other factors in certain issues that influence your opinion. But you know that the general populace doesn't know that. So you have to have one opinion publicly and one privately. And I understand that is my basic position.
You're saying that the public opinion should be influenced by fact?
I think that their private opinion definitely is influenced by facts that the public don't know about.
But
their public position has to be the clean, shiny, pristine one that is based on what the public know and which can get them elected.
That was On the Spectrum, episode fucking X.
Are we quitting it now?
Yeah.
Oh, are you too fucked?
I think I might book.
Actually?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Kasparov is about to book. We've spilled a load of whiskey in our tent, and I'm gonna wake up smelling of whiskey, and I hope you enjoyed this. It's been nearly an hour. On the Spectrum, X and Doc episode what? And shit.